The smug laugh of Tyler ricocheted through the stale courtroom like a ricochet off rusted metal. Sarah's applause rang out crisp and triumphant, as if she'd just closed the deal of a lifetime. "I sat frozen, unblinking." Then the judge's voice cut through, soft as drifting ash. "Mr. Harlan, how many holdings do you actually possess?" The air thickened instantly. Seats quit shifting. A throat cleared halfway and died. The ancient overhead fan droned on, stirring scents of aged oak and dusty files. I measured my breaths. 1, 2, 3. Measuring had always been my armor. Tyler straightened, voice booming now, as if sheer decibels could forge truth. "That family home belongs to me." At 32, he wore a flashy charcoal suit that screamed money from afar but felt cheap up close, hair greased perfectly, smartphone peeking from his pocket like it was ready to cheer him on. He believed the universe ran on credit in his favor. Sarah beamed at him. My Sarah, or the shadow of her. Her palms met again in that rehearsed, polite snap. The echo struck me deeper than any gavel ever could. I remained stone still. Silence had been my cloak for decades. People mistook it for surrender, never sensing the calculations churning below. The judge's gaze skipped Tyler and Sarah, landing squarely on me. "One of several assets," he murmured, almost privately. "Interesting. I'd like full disclosure." Sarah's neck snapped toward me. Tyler's grin froze, but his eyes betrayed a stutter, doubt creeping in, the first stumble in his scripted victory. "My name is Edward Harlan. Folks call me Ed. I'm 58, raised in Springfield, Missouri. 3 decades as a project estimator, factories, retail plazas, self-storage facilities, structures no one Instagrammed. I learned young that quiet men often hold the truest scales. This courthouse hunkers near the Old Town Plaza, opposite the diner where I'd nurse bitter coffee before dawn bids. The paneled walls predate Tyler. I've watched judges rotate like seasons. Masters at hearing the unsaid. I wore my scuffed work boots and faded denim coat, collar worn soft from years. Sarah once ribbed me for it. "You dress like the job's never over." She wasn't wrong. Recess was called. The judge vanished behind a creaking door. Whispers rippled. Tyler leaned to Sarah. "See? The old man's empty-handed." Empty-handed, words for those blind to ledgers. In the corridor, bleach and damp wool hung heavy. I pressed a hand to the chilled concrete wall. That's when Clara Bennett appeared beside me. Sharp suit, sensible flats, no-nonsense bob. Southside roots, self-made attorney, every word precise. "They submitted a sworn statement today," she said low. "Claiming the Springfield house is your lone holding." I exhaled slowly. 1 falsehood, 2 signers, 3 notarizations. "Their figures don't add up," she added, meeting my gaze. A near smile tugged at me. Back inside, Tyler strutted like the place was his. Sarah adjusted her blouse, jaw firm. I reflected on swallowed barbs at family gatherings, bills I covered without fanfare. I'd called it harmony. Really, it was routine. The judge returned, asking me directly, "Is the family residence your only asset?" All stares pinned me. Tyler willed compliance. Sarah gripped her bag like a lifeline. I paused, tallying decades, documents, oversights, heartaches. "No, Your Honor," I said, voice even as poured concrete. Clara rose. The gallery edged forward. I'd let them miscalculate me long enough. Time to balance the books aloud. My old man owned a modest plumbing business. 1 van, basic tools, the tang of solder in cold months. Measure twice, boast never, he'd drill. By 27, I bid large contracts, rebar counts, permit snarls. Nights blurred into spreadsheets. Buildings endure silently when done right, that fit me fine. My first wife, Grace, embraced that reserve. We met at a community barbecue, wed simply, lived amid fresh lumber and percolator steam. Illness claimed her too soon. Emptiness taught me silence's dual edge. Sarah entered years later, vibrant, fond of fine dining and bright decor. We tied the knot at City Hall. Finances stayed separate, not secrecy I claimed, but avoiding friction. She spent freely, I accumulated cautiously. Investments grew quietly, premarital LLCs, a dry cleaner's in a neighboring town, reliable dimes stacking up, mini warehouses along the highway, a distribution center rented to a farm supply firm. Solid leases, minimal chatter. A banker friend structured them clean. Tyler, Sarah's son from before, spotted my restraint early. At 21, when we blended families, he'd smirk over turkey, "Still tooling around in that old pickup, Ed?" I'd grin, "Pass potatoes." His jabs mounted, I absorbed them for calm. Sarah admired his boldness, his grand plans and loose wallet. The divorce papers jolted me. They painted the house as our sole shared pie, implying poverty elsewhere. Clara was blunt. "You allowed the illusion of broke. They'll resent the correction." I never lied. You never clarified. It stung true. Quiet had schooled them in underestimation. Overhearing their bar toast to inheriting the empty nest twisted the knife. Not the assets, but reducing my life's labor to mockery. I decided, enough. Clara warned of risks. Exposing records might reveal minor old oversights. But a sworn lie demanded reckoning. I hunted archived proofs, unearthing a buried transfer stamp from a blizzard-delayed filing decades back. Relief settled quiet. Final hearing day, exhibits laid bare, a cleaner's thriving solo, warehouses leased solid, distribution hub sealed premarital. Tyler's affidavit crumbled under scrutiny. His cocky mask shattered as the judge probed, "You attested this under oath, aware of contrary facts?" Tyler stammered. Sarah paled. The room held its breath. Truth, long muted, finally spoke loudest.